hello, hello, hi, hello, hi, hello, hi, hey, hello. I don't know what to stream today, to be honest. Yep. Yep, coming clean. I don't even have a script prepared or anything like that. I don't even know what I want to say. Yeah. Story is all its time. But, yeah. You know, I figured that being consistent with streaming kind of leads to good things, I imagine. Or so I've been told. So, yeah, might as well work on that, I guess. I have work tomorrow, but, you know, I still have time. I don't start work until like 3 in the afternoon. That's pretty great. And I don't finish until 10. So, yeah, I'd have to sleep until, I don't know, several more hours, so yeah, it's good. But that leaves a burning question. What the fuck do I stream, though? I could watch YouTube videos or something. I'm not feeling like karaoke-ish at the moment, but I have been craving some War Thunder. That's like my guilty pleasure. I feel really bad playing War Thunder. I try to avoid streaming War Thunder, to be honest, because I am so ashamed of the amount of time I've spent on that game. I don't even want to say how many hours. Especially at my age, I'm like, geez, I could have used that time for something else. I don't know. I think that happens to everyone. I think. Sooner or later. Well, let's see. War Thunder. I think that's a good start. We can do some War Thunder and then figure out what to do next. You know, or see if I fucking rage quit first. Yeah. I play War Thunder to have a bad time. Alright, I need to capture this game. How do I do this? My game capture. My game capture. Right, this should be it. Oh, we're off to a good start. I do play this in VR sometimes, which is pretty cool if I do say so myself. I've been craving. I've also been craving doing some VR driving again. I need to whip out the fucking steering wheel out. But I'm also moving things around my room at the moment. I mean, my place could be a lot more cluttered. I've definitely been in worse places. Maybe tomorrow, or, you know, when I'm not working, I'll whip out the fucking steering wheel and do some VR driving again. Wait, I don't even necessarily have to do it in VR, to be honest, but I don't know, it's just more immersive in VR. I mean, can you blame me for thinking so? Like, I guess if I, like, do a driving stream without VR on, you know, I'd be able to still use this avatar and whatnot. I guess that's what people are here for, right? At least I assume so. As if. Anyway. I need to rearrange a few things. You can go here. There we go. And then I fucking stretch this foot like a whore. Right. Something's going on. Why isn't the game loading in? I should be at the starting screen by now. Oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I hope that's not serious. Are you fucking kidding me? Of all times he could have done this to me. It's right when I stream. Absolute bastard. Ooh, will this resolve itself? Give me a second. God, imagine if they were getting DDoS or something. What timing would that be? Oh? Oh, yes! Fucking worked. Thank you. Thank you, War Thunder. Thank you. Thank you. You have graciously... you have graced me with your presence. You are so kind, War Thunder. Thank you. Yeah, well, this is my setup. I have several presets. I got my jet. I'm currently grinding through the Japanese aviation tree. Yes, that's what it's called. Yeah, and I'm working my way up to Alpha Jet. Yeah, I've been maining as Japan this whole time for Too many years, to be honest. Too many fucking years. And that's me grinding out, almost maxed out the fucking Japanese tree. I have not spent a penny on this game, by the way. That's, if that's of any indication. And then I also main Germany for the army, or, you know, heavy machinery, that sort of thing. Not much for aviation though, I haven't really ground that out. I'm mostly stuck with the British aviation, and yeah. Oh, because, I don't know, I thought, you know, it's the least I can do for my country. Yeah, I don't know, I'm just gonna take a few things out, go for a nice drive. Yeah, let's try this setup. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Hold on, I need to turn down the BGM for this. I need to concentrate. I need to listen to like engine noises and that. I need to be on like full situational awareness. Cause I'm a fucking killing machine. At least I hope I am. Imagine if I get one shot right as soon as I leave the spawn. I'd be so embarrassed. Right. I'm gonna be a bit strategic here. I think I might actually want to take this seriously. Oh boy. After you. I think my homie down there needs some backup. Ugh, needs some backup.
Attention to the designated grid square.
Oh, this is fucking awful.
Attention to the designated grid square.
Oh yeah, my tank has like fucking hydraulics, by the way. How cool is that? Right. Oh yeah. I see. Kind of. I hope.
Attention to the designated grid square.
Right. I hope I know what I'm doing.
Contact the endpoint. Attention to the map.
Uh-huh. To start. Oh! Oh shit! I was too distracted. I was too busy mining. Can't believe this. I got outplayed. That's so fucking embarrassing. Oh my god. How will I ever live this down? What do you do? Ah. I saw him. I saw him. I saw the bastard. And nobody has dealt with him yet. God, he's still around, isn't he? I bet he is. Oh, he's playing us like a fucking fiddle. Damn it! I don't think we're doing too good, to be honest. The least I could do is this, because my gun's fucked at the moment. Ugh. This is so lame. Oh, there you are. You fucking prick. You fucking bastard. I know where you are. Uh-oh. Right. There I am. Hello. Woohoo. That guy's trying to sneak up on me.
Attention to the map.
Oh. Oh god, I hope I repair in time. Ooh. This is awful. This is so shit. One more. I'll try again. I'll try again. Maybe it's not my time to do ground battles, you know? Maybe I could, fucking, Where is it? Where is it? There you are. This thing is like flying a fucking kite. Famous last words. Oh shit, I haven't played this map in ages. Motherfucking Hokkaido! Let's see. Oh, I fucking missed this map. Even though I totally forgot about it. But no, it's nice to see it again. Yeah!
Attention to the map.
Wow, this map sure takes me back. Hey. Alright. I see how it is. Sorry, I'm just like assessing the situation. There's only so much I can do at this point. I'm just trying to gain some altitude so I have an advantage over my enemies. Got my boys up ahead. Yeah, they're just doing their thing. Couple friends up there. I'm just idling at the moment. You could also have like a little cockpit view as well. It's pretty nice, especially in VR actually. Oof. I've only streamed this once in VR with oh, what do you call it? A flight stick. Something like that. That's alright, I guess. It was okay. Oh, we have a few dots up ahead. I need to watch out for this I-185 guy though. Because that can destroy me in a dogfight. Which is pretty shit. What are they doing? What are they doing all the way down there? What the fuck? They're going for fucking low-hanging fruit and shit. Can't believe this. Nice view at least. Alright. Yeah, someone snuck by. Alright, I'm gonna level off. No, you.
We're ahead of the enemy.
Yeah, I'm not gonna like dive 5 kilometers down just to save my friend. No way. He can get fucked. Ooh, okay. I'm gonna have to deal with these guys. Oh, there's more of them. Ooh. This might end in tears, to be honest. I'm not too optimistic about the situation. But I can only try. Yeah, okay, why not? Why not? I also need to make sure I'm not getting jumped. I kind of missed those first few shots, but I'm not too worried. This guy wants to take me on. Woo! Who's shooting at me? Oh, it's probably this guy though. Ugh. Oh, I hope they don't know about throttle control. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, thank God. How did I not die to that? How? I should have been killed like 5 times there. No fucking way. That's insane. Ooh, low-hanging fruit. Let's see. Oh please, oh please, oh please! Yes, now's my chance! I can steal this kill from him. No, I fucked it up! I don't think today is my day for playing War Thunder, to be honest. I'm starting to suspect. I'm not this much of a scrub usually. It does feel like that sometimes though. Yeah. I'm gonna land and get some more ammo. Yeah. Oh, hold on, I just tapped out for a moment. That's a nice way to spend, like, stretch out 32 minutes. It's pretty good. Where is it? I'm looking for an airfield. I'm pretty sure there used to be one, like, somewhere over in that direction. Ugh. But a part of me thinks that's not the case. Oh, they probably moved it. Looks like they've moved it. Right. Oh, for fuck's sake. Oh yeah. Okay, that's new to me. This is new information. Do 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 do. Yeah. I hope they find that last guy.
Attention to the designated grid square.
And then just throttle back. Bleed off some speed.
Take him down.
Maybe I could do a jet battle after this. I really need something a bit more fast-paced. Oh yeah, I should put my wheels down. Oh yeah, can't forget that. Alright. That was so smooth. That was so graceful. Oh, I hope he doesn't spot me. Oh, I hope he doesn't like swoop down on me like a fucking foul beast. Cause that would be pretty shit. What are they doing? Hmm. God, what a cool plane. What the? There we go. And fucking off. Hmm. Do 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 do. Do 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 do
Just keep
do.
it up, and victory will be ours.
I'm going to turn the other way, just to balance things out. One more. There we go. Oh my god, why is he going so far away, for fuck's sake? I'm just resting my head in my hands in pure disbelief here. Oh my god. This is going to drag on, isn't it? I bet it's going to drag on. And there's nothing I can do about it. Oh my god. Mm-hmm. Yep. Oh, thank fuck. Wow, thank goodness. Wow, absolutely nothing happened that round. Nothing ever happens. Oh yeah. If I was to spend like any money on this game, it would be probably on this. It's that fabled, it's that mythical anime helicopter? Attack chopper? Whatever you want to call it? Yeah. I'm sure people might recognize this. But is it worth it though? I have been tempted, I'll be honest. I never like buy anything for like in-game things or anything like that. But I'm kind of tempted here. Ooh, sorry, I'm just checking out the rest of my stuff. This will definitely be faster. I'll put this on. I'll put this on. Let's see how this works out. Hopefully things will be different. Do. Oh, there we go. Destroy the enemy airfield. Yeah, I could do that. I'll see what I can do. I'll take these things. Yeah. 750, 500. Yeah, I think I'm alright. Okay. Look at this fucking thing. And I've got plenty of fuel. Nothing to worry about.
Excuse me.
You are excused. Where are we? Vietnam. Vietnam! My dad actually used to own a pub in Vietnam, which was pretty cool. I don't remember much of it though. But I still have some of the merchandise around. Where should we go? I think I should climb to space. I might do that. I wouldn't mind going to space.
Very much.
Oh, you're most welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, no worries. My pleasure. Ooh. I hope I get some kills. That'd be nice. That'd be so nice. Let's climb up a bit more. Oh yeah, I see a chemtrail up ahead. Let's see. Ooh, I hope I get him. Just scare him a bit. Just shake him up. Just a bit closer. I'm trying to get a bit closer. Please, 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 please lock on. Ooh, please. I think I missed. That's tragic. That's so tragic. Ooh. I'm going so fucking fast. Ooh, I need to be careful. But inside is like super comfy. Everything's like, you know, noise dampened and all that. That's quite nice. That's pretty cool. Oh shit. Actually, unlock onto you. Oh, I think I missed that one as well. Fuck. Oh, I got him. I got him. I got him. I got him. Yay. Incredible. Right. Shit. That is not how you do a drive-by. Oh. Ooh. Oh. I saw that missile. I saw that missile like crawling towards me. I fucking shot myself. I have to get out of there. Ooh, another one as well. Ooh. I am too quick for these. I am much too quick. A third one as well. Ooh, unfortunate. Better luck next time. Ooh, I need to keep my head on like a fucking swivel. Ooh. I am breaking the fucking sound barrier at the moment. I need to find more victims. Victims, bring me more victims. Oh, there we go.
Our victory is near.
He wants to head on. Whee. Oh, is he shooting at? Bizarre. Bizarre and perverse. How about you? Oh, he's coming up for me. Ooh. Uh-oh. I don't like the look of this. T2, save me. Oh, he's shot another missile. Ooh. Ooh, I hope it doesn't get me. Ooh. Oh, he's launched another one. Ooh, this is awful. Ooh. Oh, God. Oh. I'm too quick. That has never that has never ever gone that well. Oh, jeez. Still have one more guy somewhere.
We're ahead of the enemy.
Where could he be? Nothing on my radars. My radars. Let's climb up. Where could he be? Sorry, I was just admiring the view. Where could he be? Where could he be? Yeah, even everyone else is wondering. It's a mystery. He must be at his airfield. That's one airfield there. That's the other airfield. Oh, he was nowhere at the airfield. Nowhere close to the airfield.
Attack the enemy!
He was so sneaky.
Let's keep the pressure on. Victory is close.
Oh my god, I'm going so fast. Oh my god. I need to be careful though, because even this thing has limits. Somewhere here. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, I'm gonna risk it. I'm gonna risk it. Thinking like super low out though. Ooh. Ooh. Nothing can stop me.
Keep it up, and victory will be ours.
Ooh, that was so close. Ooh. Ooh, they got me! Ah! Alright, that's enough War Thunder. I'm done with War Thunder. That's enough. That's normally how long I typically play for. Oh, what else could we do, to be honest? Could watch like some videos on YouTube, I guess. There's some videos that I was browsing. So I work like as a receptionist at the moment, and a lot of the time it's just me on the laptop browsing YouTube, which is pretty cool. Sometimes I, you know, help the guests, give them keys and whatnot, and yeah, it was alright. It's alright. It's better than nothing, as I've said before. What about my, excuse me, my subscriptions? I should put some tunes on as well in the meantime. Yeah! Let's see. The white girl. Underwater girl. Watch some Friendly Jordies or Jordan Shanks. He's cool. Maybe some Wow Wow. Jacob Jones. I've actually rated into him before. He is pretty cool. What about in my other YouTube? Anything here? Anything recent? Not really. Oh, sorry, I was just reading something. This is like something that I studied whilst doing my masters. Something called organoids. But I don't know. I don't think you'd be too interested, to be honest. It's kind of like horrific, to be fair.
This protocol will demonstrate how to grow cerebral organoids.
Yeah?
The protocol for generating cerebral
So,
organoids using
what is an
extended
organoid?
cerebral
Give me a
organoid
second.
kit has 4 stages: embryoid body formation, induction,
Oh, hold on.
expansion, and organoid maturation.
That was my fucking...
This protocol is meant to be
That's my
used
YouTube
with
playlist that you just saw.
high-quality human pluripotent
You don't need to
stem
see that.
cells that exhibit distinct borders, tight packing, and less than 10% differentiation with respect to their colony surface area.
Nope, not that one. That's the other one.
Stage
I was
1,
watching that later.
embryoid body formation.
VTuber capture. Which one is it? For fuck's sake.
Begin this protocol by preparing EB formation medium.
You're capturing the wrong thing.
Rinse HPSC cultures with PBS.
Give me a second.
Aspirate and replace with gentle cell dissociation reagent.
There we go.
Incubate for 8 to 10 minutes at 37 degrees Celsius. Transfer cells to a 50 milliliter conical tube.
Yeah, imagine like somebody... They had to get those cells from somewhere. I just wonder who they got those cells from.
Formation medium with 10 microliters of Y27632
Oh my god.
rock inhibitor.
I am so sick of listening to all this.
Rinse the well with
But yes, what is an organoid? Let's look that up. I can like imagine what an organoid is, but explaining it is different
Add to
matter.
the conical tube.
So, organoids are miniature, three-dimensional tissue cultures derived from stem cells, designed to replicate the structure and function of an organ. But no, it sounds innocent enough, but that's basically like mini... I don't know, how do I say this? What's that term? They're just mini organs. Imagine like a mini liver, that sort of thing, but suited more towards like experimentation and all that. I don't know, it's just like, I've seen like, they did it with like cerebral cells or an eye cell, and it was the most spooky thing because it was staring right back at you. And those things are capable of learning as well. Oh, sorry. I didn't realize.
After 24 hours, embryoid bodies ranging from 100 to 200 micrometers in diameter should be present in each well.
Mm-hmm.
On days 2 and 4, feed the
I'm trying to find
embryoid
that
bodies
spooky one
by
though.
adding 100 microliters of EV formation
Oh,
medium
I've opened fucking
to each
Pandora's
well.
box now.
Observe embryoid bodies under a microscope.
Yeah?
The EVs should be between 400 to 600 micrometers in diameter, with smooth,
What am I trying to do? I'm trying to like get rid of this filter here. There's like a crop filter on this. Ooh.
The embryoid bodies are now
Maybe I'll
ready
keep
for
it.
stage
Maybe I'll
2.
put it back on.
Stage 2,
Mhm.
induction. At this stage, prepare induction medium.
So it's not like quite
Add the
differentiating it
induction
yet.
medium to each
So
well
still
of
stem
an
cells at the
ultra-low
moment.
attachment 24 well plate.
Oh, why is my nipple so fucking itchy? Jeez.
Use a wide-bore 200 microliter pipette tip
Mm-hmm.
to obtain EVs from a 96 well plate.
Yep.
Transfer one EV.
I've
to
worked
each
with
well.
like hoods and that as like a technician. I was in like a research lab. They mostly did like Alzheimer's
Return the
research,
EV.
and the number of mice carcasses I come across is, yeah, well,
Shake the plate
you're not like
side to side
immediately
3 to 4 times
aware that
to
it's mice
ensure
carcasses,
even EV
you know, because it's
distribution.
highly processed.
Incubate at 37 degrees
But,
Celsius for 2
Yeah,
days.
I've definitely handled like mice carcasses at
After 2
one
days
point
of
or another.
induction medium, EVs should be visible to the naked eye.
And stem cells
500 to
probably.
800 micrometers in
I kind of
diameter
like
and have
accidentally
smooth,
destroyed,
translucent
well, not
edges.
destroyed, but kind of ruined
This
someone's like
indicates
stem
no
cell
information.
experiment because
The
I
EVs are now
accidentally
ready for
exposed it to
embedding
UV
in the
rays because that was part of my
Stage
cleaning
3,
procedure
expansion.
for the work hoods, you know, the laminar flow cabinets, the biosafety cabinets, you know, that was just part of the protocol,
While
but
growth
I wasn't aware they were growing
gel on
things
ice and place in the fridge for 1 to 2
because
hours
that's not
or
where you normally
overnight.
place, you know, growing things. Well, unless you're about to do an experiment,
Sterile
which I was
stem
not aware
cell
of,
sheet
but,
or
you know,
create your own
I
using
said sorry, I
Careful.
didn't mean it, and, you know, she was cool about
Use
it,
the
so,
Careful.
yeah.
Create indentations as shown.
But yeah, that was me working as a lab technician in a
Place the
research
sterile
lab,
embedding surface
which was
onto a sterile,
pretty
empty
chill,
100 millimeter
you know,
dish.
looking back.
Transfer the EV from the well to embedding surface using a wide-bore 200 microliter pipette tip.
I would have to sterilize these in like a giant pressure cooker,
Arrange the droplets
except it's
as
called an
shown.
autoclave. But really, it's just a giant pressure cooker. And a steam cooker as well. Holy shit, that thing's like
Remove
fucking
the excess
fluorescent.
medium using a standard bore 200 microliter pipette tip.
Do 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 do.
Add 15 microliters of ice-cold Matrigel.
I've never made organoids before, to be honest.
to prevent
Somebody
lesions from drying out
after,
and
not long
make
after
cells
graduating, somebody
solidify.
approached me to do like a
Add no more than
PhD,
12 to
but
16 organoids at a time.
it sounded really interesting, but I didn't want to do a PhD, and especially for
Center
the amount of money
EVs in the
they were going to pay me. So I was like, no thank you. But it was pretty interesting though, because they were going to do something involving, ooh, what's that term? They were going to they were planning on doing research to make synthetic organelles so that cells could produce biofuels, something like that.
Forceps
Yes.
grafts the Matrigel
You know, I
deposition.
could fuck with like, you know, synthetic organelles because,
Gently
you know,
wash the
I like
Matrigel
synthetic
droplets
biology.
off
That's
the
a pretty
sheet
cool field.
into the well with the expansion
I did a bit of synthetic biology when I did my
Repeat for all
master's. It was
Matrigel
pretty
droplets.
cool.
For difficult to remove droplets, gently
Yeah.
wash the droplet
I don't know,
and
synthetic
wash
biology is kind of like what I want out of biology, because you're kind of like
Incubate at
incorporating like
37
engineering
degrees
principles
Celsius
into
for
it
3 days.
and using it for useful applications and all that sort of stuff. you know.
The EB will display
Hope
a
I'm
budding
making sense.
morphology after 3 days. This indicates neuroepithelium expansion.
Oh, so these are like nerve cells. I see.
Stage 4, organoid maturation.
Oh, these are the ones that stare back at you.
For this stage, prepare maturation medium.
So this could be used for like neurological research,
Carefully remove
I
all
guess.
medium from wells using a serological pipette.
And
slowest
in a
setting.
way, you could argue that's better than using mice because these are closer to like human
Add
models.
3 milliliters of maturation medium.
But
per
even
well
if you use like
6
a mouse
hours.
model, there's a lot of like analogous genes in mice that can be found in
Fresh
humans as
medium
well, so
once every 3 to 4
that can be
days.
like transferred over.
Place the organoids on an orbital shaker in a 37-degree incubator. Set the shaker speed as indicated in
Shake,
the
shake,
product
shake,
information,
shake, 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 shake,
and
shake.
ensure that the organoids do not rock against the walls of the well.
Oh, you could see them.
Cerebral organoids will continue to grow and reach a size of approximately 3 to 4 millimeters
Each one of them
diameter
is
after
essentially
30
like a
days
mini
of
human at that
maturation.
point.
Now, let's review how the organoid morphology changes throughout the protocol. At day 10, organoids display budding morphology, which
Mhm.
indicates expanding neuroepithelia. At day 15, the expanded neuroepithelia buds merge, and the organoid displays a
Ooh, I
denser
could do with a
form.
snack. But
At day
if I eat
20,
a snack now, if I
organoids
eat
will
a
be
snack
over
now,
750
it means I won't have lunch
micrometers in
tomorrow.
diameter.
Well, I could buy stuff,
rosettes
you know,
may be
before I go to
observed.
work, but that means
At
I'm like
day
rushing
30,
around and all that.
organoids
And I don't
will
feel like
reach
waking
over
up any
1
earlier than I
millimeter
usually do.
diameter and develop a
Which isn't
dense
very
core with the
early.
appearance of layered structures.
Yeah.
Cerebral organoids can be cultured beyond day 40 and will reach a size of approximately 3 to 5 millimeters in diameter. At this point, the organoids are very dense and dark in the center.
Like
and
my
maintain
balls.
cortical layering. Organoids that do not form properly display clear cysts and do not reach a size of greater than 1 millimeter by day 40.
Oof.
Day 40 is the typical time point where we observe cortical layering with PAX6 positive progenitors lining a central ventricle distinctly separated from TUJ1 positive neurons.
Oh god. They're naming brain regions. Ugh.
The stem diff cerebral
It's,
organoid kit
it's giving me
generates
flashbacks.
cerebral organoids that mimic the human brain. For more information, please visit
I had to like study like the mouse for my masters. I had to like study mouse brain anatomy. So there's like the CB1, and then the cortex, yes, prefrontal cortex, that sort of thing. And they all have these like their own abbreviations.
For making a biohybrid flesh robot.
Oh shit, that was another thing I wanted to watch.
I have found the most unhinged scientific paper of my entire life.
Yeah.
And I love it.
There's plenty
What
of
you're
unhinged
looking at is
papers.
the proof of principle for making a biohybrid flesh robot from human tissues in the form of a dog.
Yeah.
Over the last 2 years, I have
That's that
brought you
spooky
Nightmare
thing.
Fuel, biohybrid robot components made from human parts. What you're looking at here is a skin made from human stem cells that could drape over a robot and give a robot skin that could potentially
That is not creepy at
feel
all.
and grow, just like ours. A little bit too much like ours because it's actually made of human tissue.
That is not
But you don't
demonic at
really have to
all.
stop there. You can connect tissue to muscle fibers, also made from human stem cells. You kind of grow it together and then slap it together. And with new advancements, we can even make a vascular system for them so blood can flow. Now I know what you're thinking. If it's made from biological components, wouldn't it need to eat and breathe? Well, this group out of Cambridge thought about that. It could have an artificial lung system. So
Oh,
it would
yeah.
let air in from its mouth, and then of course you would want
Artificial
good glucose around
lungs.
to feed those tissues. It would also have
Yeah, it could
mechanical
just have
components
artificial
and,
organs, I
robots
guess.
to get rid of waste, but it would be fairly efficient. Now there is a problem.
But that kind of like
It could have
inverts it
AI
though,
components,
because
but
those
AI is not
organoids
very good at
are
running
initially
fleshy
developed to
tissues.
simulate
No
those
human
organs,
on
but
Earth
now
can be able
those
to run
very
human
organoids
flesh.
that are simulating
That's where the
those
brain
organs
organoids
need
come in.
artificial organs to sustain
Less than
them, which
10
is
brains that we can
pretty
literally grow in the jar
wacky.
if you want
Pretty
to, and
wacky,
have run
if I do say so
computers
myself.
or flesh robots. So individual muscles would be controlled by a brain organoid, probably a series of ones, not dissimilar to ganglions. Each one would be incorporated with a computer chip, and that would probably relay information to a central AI component, likely in the head of the robot. But
That
we
makes sense.
don't have fully
You know you can have
biological
biocomputers
eyes, so I
now.
see no reason it wouldn't
So
be
instead of a
like a
CPU, you
Roomba
actually
does.
have like a
Now,
cluster
there
of
are
like human
several
brain
issues with
cells
the
or
flesh space that
neurons,
have not been
as you would
addressed
call it.
yet. One of which is going to have an actual heart, and I suppose they could do something like an ECMO system.
So you've got your,
That's
you know,
just an
typical
artificial heart that can do the job of
CPUs,
a
then you've got your
person,
quantum
serve
computers, and
on
now
a
you have
rocket.
your neuro
The flesh
biocomputers
probably
as
would
well.
be prone to embolisms and
Kinda scary.
things like necrosis, so it may end up getting infections.
Ugh,
Which, in my opinion, would make a perfect horror movie robot.
it
The
would.
decaying zombie flesh dogs. Now, there is the issue that we
It
haven't
would.
really fully developed an immune system for tissues grown in a laboratory, but researchers are working on that, and we do have immunocompetent organoids. One of the other questions that you should probably ask yourself is, why human tissue? Actually, why do this at all, but why human tissue? As for the at all, I think that's just because we can. I could lie to you and say that this is more efficient, but it's really not.
No.
This is essentially a proof of principle for designing an artificial organism out of individual parts that should have never been in this shape.
Yep.
Probably has medical applications, but that's actually the reason why human tissues would most likely be used for such a thing. In the research that you'll read that has things like the tiny human brains, they often use human brains because
That's the ones
they
I've
are
read
the
about.
most efficient brains we know of,
Mm-hmm.
but also because it's applicable for medicine. This is why even with induced strokes in mice, they used human brains to heal it. If you started out with mouse tissue and then decided to move to humans, you would end up having to overcome a significant barrier. If you just started out with humans,
Gotta
then
sneeze.
you can move immediately to the next model.
Oh,
which
excuse
has been
me.
done in monkeys. And yes, each of these individual things may be used for nightmare robotics, and unfortunately,
Oh,
that's one
boy.
of the reasons that we see a lot of this technology come out of
Imagine
private
putting that on the
companies,
drone. How spooky would that be?
nightmare robotics. Things like this could be really applicable to medicine.
It
We
could.
have artificial skins, things like transplants. We could even heal organs that have been perforated
Mm-hmm.
with these kinds of patches made out of a patient's own tissue. Or we could have nightmare robotics.
Nightmare.
Which way?
Hold on, let me check a few things. Let me check my Chrome capture. Ooh. There's a few adjustments I want to make.
I have found the most
No,
unhinged
no,
scientific-
I've already watched you. Right. Are we good? No. I need to do this.
I have found the most
Yes,
unhinged
I know. What else can we do? I could doodle something. How much time do I have? It's almost 3 in the morning. Ooh, there was another one. Another video that I wanted to watch through, but it's like over an hour long. Ooh. I could skip through it, I guess. How much information do I need out of this video? No, I was watching some videos on like esoteric stuff, which I do so on occasion, and then apparently there's like a video out there of somebody summoning a demon and goes through the whole process of it. And I was like, oh, cool. I won't dabble in this stuff, but I'm kind of, curious. Let's see. I got the video ready right now. I'm just going through the video, see where a good place to start would be. Do. Oh, it's doing it again. So then I do this, right, and then I do this, and then I do this, remove that, press enter, right, and then do this, and then I resize this. Then I do this. This. So many clicks. I do that. Filters. Let's see. I haven't looked through this video, to be honest. There's a chance we might get goat seed. Yeah, there's a good chance goat seed might appear in this video. If I'm not careful. Ugh. There we go, good enough. Let's see. I'm gonna move you. Okay. There we go. Just move you here. All right.
Practicing magicians, not professional actors. These rites were recorded by
I guess I could
the
like
magical
fire up
rituals
MS Paint in the meantime.
This video are performed by practicing magicians, not professional actors.
Practicing
These
magicians.
rites were recorded inside an actual magic
MS
temple, not
Paint.
a Hollywood soundstage. The techniques shown are authentic and very effective. Viewers are warned against casual experimentation with these methods.
Where can I put this?
Mind-altering substances should never be used in connection with this practice. Only mature persons in good mental and physical health should
Oh, I'm
undertake
neither.
these activities.
I'm neither, I'm afraid.
Should be approached with the same respect one would accord to a full
Mm-hmm.
contact martial art. This documentary is offered to the public as an educational
Let's see.
introduction to an ancient Western tradition of psycho-spiritual development that has been misunderstood and maligned. Practitioners of Solomon's magic are not Satanists who make pacts with the devil. They are spiritual explorers in the deep caverns of the mind, carrying with them the lamp of wisdom and armed with the power of God.
Do 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 do. I am gonna draw such a pretty flower. It's gonna be so dope.
These be the 72 mighty kings and princes which King Solomon commanded into a vessel of brass, together with their legions.
A vessel of
And it is noted
brass?
that Solomon did this because of their pride. And when he had thus bound them up and sealed the vessel, he, by divine power, did hurl them into the depths of a lake in Babylon.
That's wild.
I'm Poke Runyon. I'm a cultural anthropologist and a ceremonial magician. For the past 25 years, I've been studying and practicing our own culture's unique and powerful form of shamanism, while other anthropologists have completely ignored it. I've been fortunate enough to rediscover and reconstruct the actual techniques of ancient Western ceremonial magic. In this video documentary, we're going to take you along on an expedition to a strange world, in many ways more mysterious than the upper reaches of the Amazon, but a lot closer to home. For the very first time, we're going to show you the actual methods by which wizards and warlocks of olden times.
Oh, I want to do like a YouTuber thing where I do like a long form documentary on a certain person. And I wanted to do one on like Johnny. Well, other people have beaten me to it, but yeah, no, he's a pretty interesting character. He's like a real life wizard. Or as close to a real life wizard as you can get.
These methods have nothing to do with mind-altering drugs, and you don't even need any special psychic talent.
No way.
These are the secrets of a lost art that anyone with imagination and determination can master.
Hell
First, my
yeah.
magical adventure started back in 1969. At that time, I was a
1969.
reclusive bachelor eking out a living writing pulp fiction for paperbacks and men's magazines.
Quite a few writers have done
After
that.
years of pounding a typewriter, while
Like the guy who
chain
wrote
smoking and constant
Quantum Psychology. he used to write for like Playboy magazine if I'm not mistaken.
crushing stomach pain.
Quantum Psychology, that's like,
Condition was
I don't know, it's-
diagnosed as an
how do I say it?
Now at that time,
It's on the
ulcers
principle
were thought
that
to be psychosomatic,
words
so
have
being a macho
the power to
brain
influence you and how you see things
wasn't
and
about to
something like
become
that. It's kind of like
castrated
self-helpish
after
in a
eating
way.
toast. No
But also
cystic fibrotic
rather
disease
practical as
like
well.
ulcer was going to change my lifestyle.
Like some of those things, I believe. I believe like the way you talk and how you carry yourself really influences you and your behavior,
In desperation, I learned the art quickly and was able to suppress the pain.
among other things as well.
But then it would come back, and it
Ugh.
would be even worse. And I took myself about as deep into trance as anyone has ever gone, but I could not heal that ulcer. Because, as the doctors finally discovered when I was almost dead, I was carrying within me a gallbladder that had turned to solid rock.
Oof.
In the latter stages of my illness, I was in a state that I now realize was a toxic psychosis. In my desperate attempt to cure myself, I had gone beyond self-hypnosis into the study of Tibetan tantric yoga, and finally, to what was at
They
that
really
time
like their yoga.
the least known and most forbidden of all the spiritual paths, Western ritual magic. I had been studying books about Western ceremonial magic, and even the old grimoires themselves, the medieval Key of Solomon, and the more notorious Goetia of the Lemegeton.
Yeah, apparently later in this video they summoned a demon, but I can't quite remember what that demon was called though. I'm sure they'll tell us.
Old King Solomon had imprisoned in
And then we could look him
a
up.
brass vessel. In my irrational state, I was totally convinced that there was a hidden truth behind this fantastic story. Like Aladdin's wonderful lamp or Ali Baba's open sesame, there was a secret key to calling up those mighty princes of the jinn that Solomon had imprisoned so long ago, and I was determined to find it. I studied the writings of the ancient and modern magicians. They had filled their books with the most detailed instructions on how to build, inscribe, and decorate all the necessary equipment, all the signatures of the spirits, and even the hours during which to summon them. Conjurations and names of power were all set forth, complete and ready to recite. Hear me and make all spirits subject unto me, so that every spirit of the firmament and of the aether, upon the earth and under the earth, on dry land and in the waters, of whirling air and of rushing fire, and every spell and scourge of God may be obedient unto me. Wonderful, powerful. All you have to do is recite it aloud, and you can feel the hairs start to rise on the back of your neck. But where, how, and in what form are these spirits we're summoning supposed to appear? That one all-important element, how to make the spirit physically appear, was always missing.
Oh boy, that's what I want to do.
Now, I knew that over a dozen
Oh
ancient
boy.
and modern writers on magic couldn't be involved in one big, long-standing conspiracy to suppress this final secret, so it seemed obvious that at some time in the past, the key to the magical art had been lost. And the modern writers and experimenters just simply didn't know how it was done. This suspicion turned out to be true. Turn of the last century, the famous, or if you prefer infamous, magician Aleister Crowley had tried to conjure one of the
Aleister.
Lemegeton's Goetia
I never heard it
demons
pronounced
from
that way.
smoke. And, not surprisingly, he had very little success after a great deal of effort. This did not surprise me. Trying to form an image or commanding a spirit to produce an image out of curling, twisting smoke was more of an experiment in telekinesis than a vision from beyond. Aleister Crowley did not possess the secret technique, but he certainly understood the philosophy. He stated clearly in his 1904 edition of the Goetia of the Lemegeton that the spirits of Solomon's brass vessel are portions of the human brain. Even though I might have been temporarily insane at the time, I had lost none of my intellect. I knew that magical visions were certainly hypnotic. In this respect, Crowley had been absolutely right. Solomon's genii would not come forth from caverns beneath the earth. They would rise out of the nether reaches of the deep mind. I noticed that the sigils of the Lemegeton's Goetia spirits were very similar to the Veves of Caribbean voodoo. I had done extensive research on voodoo for one of my adventure novels published in 1967. I knew the voodoo trance, wherein the participant becomes possessed by the spirit, was known to be hypnotic. The focal point of these ceremonies was the Veve of the Ogun, drawn on the ground and illuminated by candles. Somehow, this symbolic signature helped to bring forth the vision.
Huh.
At this point, your high school science teacher might be saying, well,
I've known
if all
something
this
similar
magic
growing
was
up.
only in the mind, weren't those old
Where the
wizards,
dancers would like
even
eat
the fire
glass
magicians like
and
that Crowley
jump through
fellow, just
fire, that sort of thing.
using their imagination? Yes, they certainly were.
Mm-mm.
But the human imagination, inspired by its divine creator, is the most powerful force in the universe.
So
A
true.
river of hopes and dreams that bears us all along on its flowing course, from the beginning to the end of time, from planet Earth out to the farthest star. Let us recall a few lines from the greatest of the romantic poets, William Wordsworth. Of shouting
Who?
angels in the imperial thrones, I pass them unalarmed. Not chaos, not the darkest pit of lowest Erebus, nor aught of blinder vacancies scooped out by help of dreams, can breed such fear and awe as fall upon us when we look
Do, do,
into
do,
our
do, do.
minds, into the mind of man. With that in mind, let's look at the philosophy and the psychology that lies behind this powerful system. To begin with, we should not make the mistake of thinking that those old magicians were credulous and naive enough to believe that they could physically manifest the kind of heavenly glories and hellish horrors that Bosch and Blake depicted. These artists, like the Hollywood movie makers of today, symbolized the subtle power of magic with intense and sometimes lurid physical images. In magical operations, the roof does not fly off as choirs of angels descend in blinding rays of light, nor does the floor crack open to disgorge a horde of fire-breathing demons.
Oh, that's
The
good.
actual effects of magic
That's reassuring.
are very powerful, but they are also subtle and subjective. As Cornelius Agrippa, one of the greatest of the Renaissance magicians, explained, there is another meaning than what is writ in the bare letters about this magical art. We must not look for the principle of these grand operations outside of ourselves. It is that internal spirit within us which can very well perform whatsoever the monstrous mathematicians, the prodigious magicians, the wonderful alchemists, and the bewitching necromancers can effect. Heinrich Cornelius Agrippa was certainly an honored philosopher and magus, but we should remember that King Solomon was considered to have been the wisest man who ever lived. The wisdom of Solomon was proverbial. Therefore, we should not be surprised to discover that Solomon's art of magic was actually an ancient system of psychology. But before we assume that the spirits of our brass vessel are merely a collection of private individual fantasies and yearnings, we must remember that the ancient philosopher known as Hermes Trismegistus, called thrice greatest Hermes, declared in his famous Emerald Tablet, "True it is, without falsehood, certain and most true, that that which is above is like to that which is below, and that which is below is like to that which is above, to accomplish the miracles of one thing." Based upon this
Is that
profound
so?
revelation, the Magi of classical times, the later medieval sorcerers, and the Renaissance magicians believed
I see.
that the human mind was a miniature functioning model of the vast universe itself. The greater universe
how
could be
curious.
manipulated by magical operations within the personal sphere. Hermes Trismegistus had even gone so far as to suggest that in days of old men had created
I don't think these
their
bluebells
own
look very good, to be honest.
gods.
They kind of look shit.
Outmoded, superstitious belief, your high school science teacher might say. Well, ancient, yes, but hardly obsolete. After 2,000 years, this strange statement by the original founder of Hermetic philosophy was finally explained in modern terms by the eminent psychologist Carl Gustav Jung. In the 1920s, Jung presented his revolutionary theory that beneath and beyond the personal subconscious mind, there flowed a vast, deep sea of dream images and forgotten lore.
Yes.
He referred to this as the collective unconscious. This mysterious psychic ocean was not the exclusive property of any individual.
There was an
being.
experiment on that
It
where
was a
they got like
dimension
two
shared
mice.
by all of us.
I think one was in Sydney, Australia, and the other one was in the UK. And they had the mouse, one of the mice in one of those countries, to solve a maze that, you know, the other one had no exposure to. But as soon as that first mouse solved it, the other one could do it effortlessly on the other side of the world. Which was, you know, a pretty cool observation, if I do say so myself.
Jung's famous colleague, Sigmund Freud, was quick to realize the significance of what Jung had discovered, or rediscovered, and Freud was horrified by it. "Carl," he whispered, "you must not present this theory to the public, for if you do, you will release a black flood of occultism." But it would take more than Carl Jung's archetype and collective unconscious theories
Yeah,
to
Jung.
release this flood of occultism that Freud feared. Theories by themselves do not produce results. For results, the magician still depends today, as he did thousands of years ago, on methods and techniques. Since
What does
time
Bluebell
immemorial,
look like?
magicians have
I need to look
placed
this up.
themselves at
Blue
the heart
Bell.
of six
Not Blue Balls, but
secrets,
Blue Bell.
during which visions and
Oh.
oracles were received. We now know that this process was hypnotic, and that all the
Oh,
phenomena we have
they
come
look
to
nothing like
associate
how I imagined them.
with hypnosis was
I
in fact
see.
known and practiced by ancient sorcerers under the guise of fascination, spellcasting, and enchantment. The powerful hypnotic effect achieved through a fixed gaze on a reflective surface is the reason why the crystal ball or shoe stone and the dark
Crystal
mirror or
balls.
speculum were used by wizards of olden times as their spiritus loci, the actual place where angels and spirits could be conjured to visible appearance. This was, and still is, a hypnotic process. And yet the final secret of how to employ these magical aids was always missing. With all the atmosphere, the philosophy, the paraphernalia, the powerful conjurations, and the hypnotic effects, a spontaneous vision in the crystal or in the dark mirror always depended upon some special psychic ability. One had to be a natural medium. And for all my toxic fever dreams and my hypnotic experiments, I had certainly become a mystic, but not a clairvoyant. But yet there had to be a way that anybody with the desire and the determination could summon these spirits to visible appearance and have conversation with them. I tried placing a crystal ball in the triangle, but then when I stepped back inside the magic circle, as the operator was supposed to do according to the ancient texts, the 60-millimeter ball appeared the size of a doorknob. I knew that the crystal had to be used inside the circle.
Holy shit, that's a big ball.
Of the ancients. And yet,
Big ball.
we had to put something in that triangle. Something fascinating, something
An eye, perhaps?
and something large enough to provide a viewing surface. Yes, the speculum, the dark mirror, and what better entrance into those caverns measureless to man the poet Coleridge had envisioned in his mystic eye.
You can buy an obsidian
Had
mirror
to be the dark
online.
mirror. But how to
I should
use
put one
it?
on my throne.
How to make it work, I asked myself. And then something that I had read the year before jogged my memory. Something about the use of dark mirrors in the Far East. The final clue had been sitting on my bookshelf all the time.
I have like
It
a
was called Tantra, the Yoga of Sex by Omar Garrison.
Bagua mirror. it's apparently like a mirror used to
The
ward off
author
evil spirits and
described an
like
ancient Oriental
I don't know.
method
I don't know if it's like a
of
Taoism thing
invoking
or an I
images
Ching
of
thing
previous
or something like that. It's one of those
incarnations,
things.
showing a reflection of one's own
I'm sure I have it
face
lying about somewhere. I don't know. It's been a long time since I last saw it.
by
I
candle.
might have thrown it away.
As I reread
because
this
I don't
ancient
dabble in
mirror,
such things.
I felt a shiver of excitement.
Hmm.
I was experiencing the same thrill that an archaeologist must feel as he brushes away the sand and looks down at the unbroken seal of an ancient royal tomb. I tried Garrison's experiment, and I found that it worked with remarkable effectiveness.
I need a nice
One
shade of purple.
stares in a darkened room into a mirror flanked by candles. After several minutes, a strange phenomenon will almost always occur. The familiar reflection will fade out. The mirror will go black.
Actually, I'll do this.
And then, when the image returns, it will be the face of someone or something else. This experience is usually accompanied by a profound sense of an otherworldly presence. It was obvious that this phenomenon must have been discovered a long time before any concept of reincarnation. It probably went back as far as the Paleolithic, when Stone Age people stared fascinated at their reflections in dark, still pools of water, seeing the
That
strange
shade of purple
transformation occur
looks very
and
different.
being convinced that
There we
they
go.
were in the
I
presence
thought something
of
was
their
up.
gods. I suspected that in a ritual setting using traditional conjurations and symbols, specific spirits and even ancient gods and goddesses might be summoned from the other side. This might well be the hidden meaning behind that strange passage in the Bible that reads, God fashioned man in his own image. I command thee by the Tetragrammaton, Amashao, by which the elements are overturned, the air is sundered, the fire is generated.
Oh, didn't mean to do that. That's not what I want to do. I kind of want to make it look like they're lying on a piece of paper, but not a piece of paper that looks like this, though.
Things infernal do tremble and are confounded together. Come, appear before this circle, within that triangle, in fair and human form, without horror or deformity and without delay. Come from whatever part of the world thou art and answer my questions. Come presently, come visibly, come affably and manifest that which I desire. Being summoned by the true and living God, Eliorum. I command thee by the particular king who rules over thee, the mighty Amaymon, and by the power of the archangel Raphael, I command thee.
I don't think that's the demon I thought he was going to summon.
And speak unto me in a clear, intelligible voice in my mother tongue, free from ambiguity and guile. Come in the name of Adonai Zebaoth. Come, why dost thou tarry? Adonai Shaddai, King of kings, commands thee.
I could do with a snack.
I've not been dead, but only sleeping. Hardly longer than a wink. I'll be up and rolling thunder once I have another drink.
Sippies. Don't forget to drink.
After this discovery, the use of the magic mirror in an elevated triangle seemed obvious. This 17th century Lemegeton manuscript clearly shows a
Oh, I really needed that.
black-filled circle in the center of Solomon's triangle. Notice that the instructions written around the triangle say 2 foot off from the circle and 3 foot over, not 3 foot across as the published version has it. The triangle was intended to be raised up to eye level.
Oh my god,
And
they got the
this
dimension
drawing,
of the triangle wrong.
16th century
Fuck.
manuscript by the mysterious Dr. Thomas
Oh
Rudd
my god, I can't believe it.
shows a mirror on a stand with Solomon's secret seal from the Goetia of the Lemegeton clearly depicted on the reverse
Oh
side.
shit.
Exactly like my original
Where
setup.
is it? I think it's
We
there.
know that polished obsidian mirrors
knew
were
it.
used in the Neolithic Middle Eastern city of Katal Hayuk as far back as 9,000 years ago.
Oh my god, that's hella old.
Great flood.
Holy shit.
And later, in the time of Solomon, the Egyptians and the
That's
Canaanites
wild.
made mirrors of polished copper and of silver, metals attributed to the planet.
That is so
Venus.
wild.
I extended my experiments to include others, and I soon discovered that it was even more effective if the magician stood behind a passive receiver who could then concentrate totally on the mirror. Under the power of the Archangel Uriel, through the angel Mendiel, in the realm of the king Zemanar, and thee by Barlamensis, Aliciensis, Almantia.
I've been thinking about doing like
I am
pre-recorded content
What do you
lately.
desire of me?
I also have
So
an
I
actual
have
stream
this-
idea. I actually have like a genuine
Like
stream
Dr.
idea, but
Frankenstein,
I don't know if it'll work
learned
though.
how to
But
do it. But even
it-
though I may have been just as
it's gonna be pretty fun
successful
though
as
if it works
Dr.
out.
Frankenstein,
But
I didn't
the
want
other thing I wanted to
this
do was
mistake.
like record.
Before I opened
How do I say this?
to
Like
release these spirits into the world again,
themed ASMR, I
I
guess.
wanted to fully
Like
understand
an exorcism ASMR. I kind of talk like that. I whisper
that had been
this and
regarded
that and esoteric knowledge into your ear and all that sort of thing, and then I like banish you of demons, that sort of thing.
possible.
I think that'll be pretty cool. I think that's like a nice theme to work off.
Past that,
Yeah.
as the late Howard Phillips Lovecraft
But I need to like develop it a bit more, but
might better be
yeah. I do have like several character voice lines I
How
could
had
record.
the beautiful
It doesn't even have to be like full
goddess
ASMR
of
session
Stark
either. It could just be like a character
and
animation,
her
which would be
handsome
pretty cool if I do say so
consort,
myself.
Prince Baal, the Thunder God.
But I probably shouldn't talk about these things, to be honest, because whenever you talk about these things, you end up not doing it. And I probably jinx myself.
In the medieval books of black magic. Well, I found the answers to these questions in the mysterious, long-lost biblical Book of Enoch.
Oh yeah,
In
I've
those
heard about
mythical
that.
prehistoric times before the Great Flood, the Book of Enoch tells of a war in heaven in which God and his loyal host of angels, led by the Archangel Michael, were arrayed against a horde of rebellious angels who had lusted after the daughters of men and had descended to earth, where they were breeding a race of giants and were teaching humans the forbidden secrets of
Oh, why are they doing that? That's so awful.
the Book of Enoch goes on to relate that the 4 great archangels, Michael, Raphael, Gabriel, and Oriel, came down and imprisoned these fallen angels at the 4 corners of the earth, where they became known as the Watchers. Jewish, Christian, and Islamic theologies retained the traditional loyal angels of heaven, especially those 4 great beings who rule the quarters of the universe, Raphael,
Oh, shit.
Michael, Gabriel, and Oriel. But they had no place for the gods and goddesses of the ancient pagan religions they had conquered. And so the rabbis, the priests, and the imams practiced a sleight of hand trick and reclassified the homeless but not forgotten pagan deities as those same fallen angels who were already chained in deep pits at the ends of the earth. Thus, their greatest rival, the Canaanite thunder god Prince Baal, became the demon Baal. first among the ranks of the fallen,
I see.
who was said to appear as a cat, a toad, or a man, or all three at once, and to grant the power of invisibility. Prince Baal's beautiful consort, the goddess Astarte, queen of heaven, and mistress of the Temple of Love, was transformed into the demon Astaroth, described as a hurtful angel with bad breath, but who, when summoned,
What the hell? That's so mean.
true history of the fallen angel, and she certainly has fulfilled that promise. This prehistoric myth of the fallen angels laid the foundation for a Middle Eastern legend about the biblical King Solomon, who was said to have been the greatest magician of ancient times. According to our legend, Solomon, armed with the power of God's holy angels, bound and sealed those 72 rebellious spirits, or genii, into the brass vessel, from which he
Sorry, I'm
called
holding my
them
breath
to do
here.
his bidding.
Especially when I'm doing these long
Even
strokes.
to assist him in
No,
building the
I screwed
great
it
and
up.
holy temple at Jerusalem. But can our fantastic legend have any truth behind it? Are we really seeing these ancient gods and goddesses who became the fallen angels in the dark mirror in our magic triangle? Are the strange voices that speak through our lips during the magical channeling process
I don't know how I feel about
really
this one
coming
for the
from
bluebells.
these
The shadow.
deities and demons of the dim past? Have we actually opened that lost portal between the worlds? And if so, can these powerful genii be commanded to reveal hidden knowledge and accomplish wonderful things? Well, the
Wonderful
only way you're
things,
gonna
such
know for
as
certain is to look into the dark mirror
Gooning.
yourself. But I warn you, unless you take Solomon's magic very seriously, you should have nothing to do with these experiments. This ancient art is not a party game or a Halloween prank. There is no place in the magic circle for the dabbler or the thrill seeker.
I hope you're
Every
listening.
aspect of this system, spiritual, psychological, and technical, must be thoroughly understood before these
Oh,
experiments
God.
are undertaken. Like knights of olden times, magicians must be trained, armed, and armored before they go on a quest into the spirit realm. First, you should know that the magic circle is your philosophical fortress when you open the gateway.
Oh, my mind palace.
It represents the perfect circle of the vast universe and the unbroken boundary of your own being, which are one and the same when you practice Solomon's art. As above, so below. As within, so without. You should know that even back in ancient times, the triangle
Oh, I see what was going
represented
on.
the philosophical first plane of manifestation. It acts as a cage
Oh, for
containing
fuck's
and
sake.
restraining the spirits you evoke. For the moment, let us imagine that we are participating in the original act of creation, back at the dawn of time, out in the vast reaches of cosmic space. First, we will create just one point. Next, we, or God, will establish a second point and connect it
Yeah,
to the
these stream
first,
ideas, I kind of
so
want to
that
plan
we
them out
have
a bit
one
more
line.
before I do anything.
Then, when we plot our third point, we have our triangle. the
But
first
I don't really want to talk about them
surface.
too much, though.
Now, when we create point 4, we have the first solid.
But if I don't tell anyone, how will they get excited for it? I don't know.
And as long as we refrain from establishing point 5, setting our thing in motion, we will constrain our creation to remain in its position. We will keep our spirit within the triangle. Traditionally, the name of the Archangel Michael, the angel of power, was separated into 3 syllables, M-I, C-H-A, E-L, and written in the corners of the triangle to add a visual emphasis to the symbolic geometry that bound the spirit. You must understand this concept thoroughly before you open Solomon's brass vessel and release the genie. It matters not whether you are a Christian, a Jew, a Muslim, or even a pagan. These archangels are very much a part of our Western tradition. They represent the positive forces that drive the engine of the universe and the love that holds it all together. In the Order of the Temple of Astarte, we conceive and visualize them as complementary male and female beings. For angels can appear in any form they wish, or any suitable form that your imagination can provide for them. They activate your magic circle of protection. Casting your circle with a pentagram ritual before each operation is certainly important, but that alone is not enough. The great archangels must live in your mind and in your heart. You must have them inside as well as outside. Nostre te ipsum. Entuo templo
I think I'm done with this. I'm gonna save it. 7 May
This is
2025.
the very first time we have ever permitted cameras into the inner sanctum of the Order of the Temple of
Is that so?
of power through which the 4 archangels of the quarters control each and every one. of
Yeah.
The Almadel's angels are not arranged in an ascending hierarchy. They are attributed to the 4 quarters and the 12 signs of the zodiac, with each of the 4 quarters.
This isn't a real
covering
temple, by the way, from what I
astrological
understand.
signs, particular
All
to its
real.
nature.
No, that's not who I think they
In
were
other
trying to
words,
summon.
At my right hand, Mikael. Ata, Malkuth, Vegabura, Vegaduda, Deolam, Om.
Actually quite simple and easy to work with.
Hmm.
You will note that our modern Almadel is combined with the traditional double cube altar. We have shielded the candles at the 4 corners, and an incense chamber below has been added. Slots
Incense.
cut around the central
Hand of intuition.
the Archangel Uriel, King of Kings, commands thee. Do you have a presence?
Yes, she is here.
Who could it be?
We welcome you, Goddess Astarte. We apologize for summoning you with such strong incantations. But we hasten to declare that we command only that portion of you that dwells within us. Your higher presence we hold in true reverence and serve in all humility. Goddess, do you have an oracle for us?
I have an oracle for all those who would seek me.
This better be good.
Each priestess must call me forth through her own image and in her own time. It is enough that you have opened the gates. Now, each one must make her own sacred journey.
Great Goddess Astarte, we thank thee for having attended. Now, the reason for this should be obvious, but just to make sure you understand, this would be magically similar to calling up your enemy on the telephone and then detonating a hand grenade inside your phone booth instead of his. He may hear the explosion.
That'd be very
but
silly.
You're the one who's going to get blown up. Think about that. Recall the proverbial wisdom of Solomon. Remember that
That is the essential key.
with the dark mirror in the center, and in reverse, you will see the seeress holding the evocation candles, while you see the magus, myself, behind her, intoning the conjuration and manipulating the wand. Watch closely.
I
So Mr.
see.
Polk Runyon, who by day is a salesman, by night is Grand Master of the OTA, the Order of the Temple of Astarte. Am I saying that correct, Mr. Runyon? This is a pagan organization which has as its focus the study and practice of ceremonial magic. And Mr. Runyon has with him this evening a bit of film, I believe, which we'll be seeing a little bit later on. But before we show that, I'd like to ask Mr. Runyon.
Does
first
anyone hear
about
this
the
like
temple
high-pitched
starting
ringing?
And ceremonial magic. Is it similar to what Isaac
What could it be?
and
Oh, shit.
Ed, I was almost going to say Fitch the Witch again. Ed had been talking about
charges, which they'll be receiving as they open the lodge. Now here is the high priestess opening the temple, and the lights
Holy
of the
crap.
lodge, of course, will be lit. This is a communion of the elements. This is a mass of 7 sacraments. You see the dagger and the cup.
I see.
There can be no doubt that we were the original innovators and developers of the dark mirror facial reflection method of Solomon's goetic evocation.
I see.
Thank you for your continued interest.
I was hoping to like find out the name of that demon they were trying to summon. Ooh, what is this?
Ararita Shaddai El-Kai. In the name of the Archangel Gabriel,
In the name.
I declare the gateway to the lunar sphere of your son is hereby open.
I wonder what else I've been watching recently. Not much.
Let the mystic circumambulation commence. 7 turns Deasil in the sphere
I'm kinda peckish.
of the sock of your sword.
I've been saying that all stream. Oh, sorry. I keep clicking off of Chrome because I was looking at other things. Yeah, cool. Either way, I'm gonna wrap up the stream, to be honest. Yeah, it's a short stream, but at least I streamed today. But yeah, hopefully I'll figure something else out for next time. But either way, I hope it won't be too long until the next time I stream. But yeah, like I said, hopefully it won't be too long. I don't feel like doing a raid today, to be honest. Not much is going on, but yeah, fair enough. I'll see if I can do something tomorrow. We'll see. No promises though, alright? Oh, either way, until next time, take it easy and good night.